Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Leanne Presents and I'm Leanne. I'm going to be driving this video today. As you can tell from these massive white boxes, we're here with an unboxing, and this is STALKER, the board game. This is by Awaken Realms, the company that did Nemesis. We have done unboxings of the Nemesis games. We'll put a link somewhere on the screen so you can check them out if you want. So this was, I believe, is a GameFound project, which was funded in 4 minutes. It started on the 13th of June 2023 and ended on the 4th of July 2023. So a 21-day campaign. They needed $50,000 to be funded, and just during the campaign itself, they raised $3,768,306.39, and that's with a total of 15,146 backers, which is mental. And then they had late pledges, they had add-ons, so altogether that total nearly doubled to $6,211,020. Trying to read my own writing sneakily behind these boxes. And that was with the total went up to 19,133 backers. So this is a big campaign which warrants some big boxes. So we went for the Stalker Wish Granter Pledge and also the Monster Hunter expansion thing pack. We're not quite sure. We can't quite remember what it was labeled as, but it's the Monster Hunter edition. So that's like the background. What we're going to do is, these boxes are very much in the way, so we're going to have a cut in this video. I know we don't normally do cuts, but we're going to do some for that kind of thing. And these are very heavy, so I'm going to have some help. So we're going to move them off and then come back to get the stuff out of the main boxes. Then we'll cut again, and then we'll get the small stuff out of the main boxes. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back. So we've got the boxes open to the side. I'm going to start with a smaller box, which has the extra stuff in it. So Legacy Collector's Chest, it says on the box. Packaging. I'm ruining things. Did I just ruin everything? Quite possibly. I need to be less keen on my packaging. Okay. It says what it is on the box. Metal poster. STALKER metal poster. Let's have a little look at what this metal poster looks like. Oh. Whoa. There we go. STALKER the board game. Let me get this plastic off it. So it's got instructions for putting it up. And looks like adhesive stickers for getting that up. Okay, so there we go. STALKER the board game. So you've got this. I don't know a huge amount about this game because I have not played the video game that it is based on. But I do know it's based sort of Chernobyl. Basically, think Chernobyl, and it's sort of in a post-apocalyptic world based around nuclear fallout, that kind of thing. So I'm really interested in this gameplay. Definitely metal. It's got a nice matte finish to it, which is really nice. And then the adhesive stickers on the back. And the instructions. Always useful. That is really nice. You don't sort of get that kind of thing very much in a crowd-funded project. So next we have a diorama. And we're going to get this out because you cannot see very much through this packaging. So we're going to get out trusty Mr. Slice and cut through the sticker and get this bad boy out. Because this, for a model that comes with a board game, this thing is a beast. To the side. Oh, these are going to get loud. Is there any sellotape? I don't think so. Oh, that was not loud at all. There we go. Wow. hold that to the top-down camera. It's got that new plastic smell. The amount of detail in this thing. I remember watching, I think we watched a video of someone showing this, and just the little sort of nods to different parts of the game. So it's all the like buildings that you come across, different characters, and the weapons. Oh, quite weighty. We might do a bit of a closer up shots of this to show a few more of those details, which we'll cut in somewhere. That's crazy. Huge. It's not as heavy as I expected. Pretty sweet. Oh. Cool. Right, I'll move out of the way so we can go to the next bit. Just put that back. Oh, lovely. Okay, this next bit. Oh, this is the heavy bit. Jeez. Whoa. Oh. This, I feel like is going to fall through the table. That's really heavy. This is like, I think it like ammo box kind of style case. Proper like dynamic handle. Oh, I don't know if you can hear. I'd like doing an ASMR video right now. My nails are not long enough. And this fastening, how does this work? That even just having that mechanism on it, that proper seal, that's amazing. And I think, does that pull out or does it go up? Is there another? Oh, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Oh, that lid is heavy. Styrofoam. What's in here? Okay, I'm starting to remember bits that I've seen that are in here, which is nice. I'm gonna shift this out the way. There is more stuff in there, so we'll come back to that. So this is put it this way, a desk mat. That is stunning. So I guess a desk mat, play mat, whatever you want to call it. If you're a PC gamer, excellent. Gaming mat, there you go. It's a lovely detail in that. It's actually, that print is crisp. Probably one of the most crisp I've seen on this kind of neoprene printing. The detail of these scaffolds in the background. Yeah, that is excellent. There's a little bit of a curve on there. That's probably from the packaging. That would, if I just roll that up the other way, it's going to come out nicely. Lovely weave around the edges. And non-slip backing. Wonderful. I will roll it up the same way it was rolled just for now. But to get that curl out, it probably just needs a little bit rolled the other way. Amazing. Love that. More packaging. And then we've got a few little boxes. I think we need to get Mr. Slice. Mr. Slice. Mr. Slice tried to run away from me. Okay. Luckily, this packaging, this plastic does have a bit of give to it, so I'm not too worried about slicing the box. But these are, ooh, falling. Magnets. Let's have a look. How do you open this box? It's like I can see bits that open, but here we go. Wow. So we got two magnets. They feel almost metallic, not 100% sure. We show them. Well, you've got the guy in the gas mask and Mr. Stalker, and this dude who is like a weird Cthulhu-looking man. We're going with that. They're very nice. They've got a weight to them. Yeah, they sort of feel cool, like they are potentially metal. I think maybe coated. Really good quality. Love, again, details come through beautifully. Really nice. Back in the case. And next we've got badges. Let's get in there. This plastic is a little bit more tight, so let's be careful with this one. And also not slice my fingers. Sorry for the loud. Oop, badges. Here we go. I'd call them patches rather than badges, but that's okay. So what we got? So I think these are different factions within the game, if I'm right. This wolf thingy, and there's this eagle thingy, and there's the sunshine thingy. Okay, I'm being told that the weird Cthulhu man thing is a bloodsucker. I like weird Cthulhu man thing. Yes, these are very nice patches. I don't know if I'd put them on anything. But they're really nice. They feel like they might be iron-on, but I wouldn't want to risk it. There we go. Amazing. Yeah, really good quality, the sewing and everything. And quite often with these sorts of embroidered patches, you get, especially with the edges, frayed bits hanging off, but I can't see any of that on these. These have been really well made. Quality stuff. And there's a lot of them. And then the last box from our ammo crate is the coasters. The floor being filled with packaging. Whoa, I'd forgotten what these were going to be like. There you go. So we got two plastic, kind of harder rubber than I expected potentially. Coasters, really detailed again. You've got two different people. Again, the stalker. Hopefully you can make that out on there. The detailing in it, because it's very like relief, the pattern. So the shadow play is really nice, and the sort of almost brushed paint look. And then this very dead looking gas mask man, who probably has a name also. Really nice. Again, I would be reluctant to use these as coasters because they're so detailed and well made that I wouldn't want to ruin them. There we go. Back in the box, and then back in the case. Oh, look at this. Okay, the undead dude, thanks to my wonderful assistant, is called a snark. Snork. I read it wrong because I'm not wearing my glasses. Close that up. That is satisfying. Wonderful. Oh, it's not good on a glass table. So that was the that extras box, which Legacy Collector's chest. And now we get into the main box. More packaging. Awaken Realms do know how to package a game well. Ooh, an envelope. Open here. In case you don't know how to open an envelope. I don't know. This is quite a letter. Should I read it out? Dear backer, we are proud to present to you Stalker the board game, the adaptation of one of the most iconic post-apocalyptic game series. This is a unique project for Awaken Realms, being a cooperation with another company, GSC Game World, and bringing one of the universes we love to the tabletop. It truly is a labor of love for everyone involved. I won't read the whole thing because we'll be here for a while just reading, but I'm just having a little thank you letter in there. It's basically thanking for backing, giving a bit of background, and on the back as well, contact details for if anything's broken or missing from the box. So that's a really nice touch. Let's get into it. What do I start with? The main game, thank you. Oh, this thing is very big and very heavy. Immerse yourself in the perilous world of Stalker the board game, a cooperative adventure for 1 to 4 players. Oh yeah, so we'll grab out what we've got, box-wise. but there's going to be a lot of components that we want to take a bit of a look at, so we're going to be looking properly then. So I'll grab that out, start getting packaging. But I might not get the packaging off everything just yet. Stretch goals box. These all have quality control stickers, I suppose. SKUs?
They're coding for different products.
Coding for different products. There we go. Duty and Freedom. I think that's an expansion.
You have to do it in smaller boxes because I don't dig them.
Yeah. The Anomalies model pack. Zone Companions. Personal Stories. Part 1 and Part 2. We've got the Terrain pack. The Zone Threats model pack. Awaken Guard card protection sleeves. Love some sleeves. Art book. And, oh, that is hefty. Game mats, plural. Okay. We're going to cut. We're going to organize, decide what order to do things in, and we'll be back with a bit more of a look at what's in these boxes. See you in a sec. Okay, we are organized. So we're going to start with the core box because that makes sense. So I'm going to read the blurb that's on the back. Immerse yourself in the perilous world of Stalker, the board game, a cooperative adventure for 1 to 4 players based on the widely acclaimed Stalker video game series. As a stalker, an intrepid mix of adventurer and bounty hunter, players navigate the treacherous zone surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, face lethal mutants, enigmatic anomalies, oh, this is a tongue twister, and daunting challenges while executing missions across 2 captivating stories and various missions in zone survival mode. The game's dynamic blend of stealth and combat tactics invites multiple approaches to objectives, ensuring that each playthrough is a unique experience. So that's that. Anyone who's seen my video game playthroughs knows that I'm not stealthy. I'm terrible at stealth stuff. So maybe in board game form it'll be easier. I don't know. Oh, hang on. What have we got on the sides? The sides tell you how to put things back in the box. That is really exciting. I shouldn't be this excited, but the amount of trouble we have with other board games trying to remember how it's meant to go in the box. Pain in the butt. Right, so we've got a campaign binder. This like literally looks like an old-fashioned folder. It's even got little hole punch indents. I think there's a hole punch somewhere because these are loose leaves with the little punch outs. I don't know if I want to punch it. I'm gonna punch one out. Look, it's a hole. So this looks like a bit of a player guide kind of deal. The all-important rulebook. It is wide. Doesn't seem too long, but there's a lot in it. For a game this big, I would expect quite a hefty rulebook. A nice index, there we go. The standee glossary at the back. Nice, nice, nice. Gameplay example, including setup and things. So I think this will be a bit of a quick start, kind of get your head around the game without having to read the whole rule book, just to check your understanding. A mission guide, which is going to be a guide to missions. How to lay out maps, that kind of thing. Ooh, upside down. Script book. So this will be you're told to refer to number 103 and then you come here. A bit of a choose your own adventure kind of style-y thing, I suppose. A lot of this is going to be made up because I can't remember how this game works from when we backed it, what, 2 years ago? It's going to be a find out as we go along. Zone survival rules and scripts. So there's a specific mode of the game, which is zone survival. So this has got its own book. So at least you don't have to sort of worry about that if you're playing the main game. You can just put it to one side. And then a zone survival map book to lay out all of your zone survival maps. Awesome. Punch out boards. Woo. That is a big wedge of punch out boards. So these will be map tiles. And I can see there's some monsters here, which we might have models for. And then you got trucks and tunnels. Help. So I'm thinking this is the back of them to see what they are, and the other side will be the art, is my guess. I'm not going to grab that out and run through them all, because that'll take a while. This is some of the interesting stuff. These see-through, weirdly shaped punch-outs, which I believe are to do with the anomalies that you encounter through the game. So very interesting to see how they overlay and how that works. These are stickers. This is a bit of a difficult for me bit, because you get a map and you get stickers, and you physically put the stickers on the map when stuff happens, which is a little bit of a, does this make the game unreplayable? But spares, so it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, it's an interesting way to do it. I know things like Risk Legacy and those other kinds of legacy games do something similar. So I'm wondering if it's kind of calling on that a bit. Little card sleeves for your binder. A whole sheet of them. And then a big old pocket also for a binder. It's Ziploc. Love a Ziploc thing. I haven't had a Ziploc thing in a board game for a bit, so cool. Player boards now. This is something that's really improved in tabletop games in the last few years, is player boards that literally have indents to keep everything organized, keep things together. So you like cubes aren't going to slide around and go missing, that kind of thing. Interesting shapes. I think there's a bit of a modular kind of thing around it. So you might add something on in that gap, potentially, as you improve your character. Love a good player board. I think there's player mats that we come across which work with it, potentially. Silica gel. Okay. Storage layers in the box. It really, really does help a game when the storage for it just works. This is another storage box and includes some other things. So we've got ammo tokens, clips, magnum things, and then different types of ammo, which have different tokens to look like the different types of ammo. Amazing. Your good old rubber rings to denote your character when you've got your model. And now we get some figures, which we're going to go over to our lovely little turntable to show you. I don't know if these have names, but I think these are the models that you can play as these stalkers. So you got this first one with his handgun. I'm saying his, it could be a her, it could be a them. Who knows? That's one. And then this one is more of a... I'm not going to try and say what different guns are, because I will just embarrass myself. He got a different kind of gun. It's an assault rifle.
It looks like it.
Maybe. That kind of thing. And then this person, I'm pretty sure he is holding a Geiger counter, which would be appropriate. Let him spin around a bit. These figures are pretty detailed. There's some dynamic to the bases. They have all got a different design on the base. This one's on train tracks. I think that one might be a sniper. It looks like it's got a scope of some kind. Hopefully these are coming out nice. It's got a very nice cape, this one. Blowing in the wind. There is a notch on the bottom of these to denote which way the characters are facing. Amazing. This one is holding an axe and the head of, I've immediately forgotten, Cthulhu Man, Bloodsucker. But the last figure in this box might be the best one. It's a dog. It's a little dog friend. So I don't quite know how that plays in. Maybe it's one of the characters you can play as a dog companion. Maybe you can get him on the way and take him with you on adventures. Either way, he's a fun little addition. He looks like a very good boy. Or girl. Dog. Pupper. Okay. What next? Okay. Dice. Green dice with stars. Yellow dice with stars and skulls. Oh no, not skulls. Gas masks. Nice. Neon. 1 black dice. 8-sided? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10-sided. With, I think these match up with the anomalies that were on the see-through piece. So there's something to do with anomalies. And then we've got a bag of red cubes, bag of less green cubes. We've got components for dials by the look of it. Yeah, they're dial sort of centers. And standy bases. More ASMR. And then in this little pack, there is 3 bloodsucker heads tokens, punch outs. And this Hulyash card. I don't know what this is. Character, perhaps, but it's got narrative on one side. It is the stalker holding the head, so maybe that's a stretch goal character that was added or something. Don't know. Don't know. Here's this one big thing. Next section is cards, and it's in a very big box. So, more characters here, like this guy. So I think he must be a bonus character that was added. So it would make sense to have 4 characters and a dog instead of 5 characters and a dog. So a bonus. Random events. So we won't go through, I'm not going to open the card packs and go through them. If you've seen these unboxings before, you know that we don't do that because there's enough to see in these boxes anyway, and flicking through cards is going to take a while. And we don't want to spoil anything. We'll hopefully do some gameplay videos where you can see a bit more of what's going on and what things mean. These solo stalker kind of banners. Don't know. Could be solo play. Could be if your character's left on their own somehow, if you split up. Maybe something happens. Money.
Oh, wow.
Money. It's like Monopoly money. But the pictures are, you've got the famous wheel around Chernobyl. Different sort of, it's a ship, different, like, I guess landmarks as the images on there. Nice, good stuff. A little pack of cards, unique loot, including an axe. Got lots of loot. Heavy wound cards and light wound, so it'll depend on the type of damage you take, what happens. And then there's item cards in there as well. You've got attachments. Don't know what that means, but you can also get a leather jacket. locked door. So these might be events. Have a bit of a narrative and what happens. Setup cards. There is a lot in this. Event cards, including this one's got looting chance, an instant event. Each stalker may move without moving / placing their attention token. So it helps you be a bit more sneaky. Enemy activation. And on the back of here, fruit punch, a chemical. And then we've got weapons, a DP12. It's got all the stats of this weapon, its cost, and then this looks a bit of a narrative kind of thing on the back of there as well. And then we've got these boxes. So we've got A1, A2, and A3, and B1, 2, and 3. So these will be the boxes that when you start a story or a part of a story, you open the box, you add that stuff into whatever you're doing, and it'll have any extras and any specific rules for the mission. So the back of this, which is like the very vague overview, infiltrate a bandit's camp to find a missing stalker. So that would be your first mission. It has mission completed. Oh, on the edge, it does. I didn't spot that. So you start it in the box facing this way. When you've done it, you turn it over and it says mission completed. So you can put everything away, come back, and you know instantly, oh, we did that one, we're on the next one. Great. That is a brilliant touch. So that, I think that's everything in this one. Let me just have a little peek underneath. Yes, so that's the main box. Let me try and figure out how to put this back together. That's that one. This is why having the stuff on the side of the box is going to be handy when we're actually doing this. Those were in. So we sort of went in reverse order. Not that it matters too much. Where did that go? Missed a bit. That's more like it because they fit in there nicely. There we go. Oh. Yeah, those. It's the map tiles and things that make the most weight in that, I think. Oh. Cool. Next, play mats. Let's have a look. Down there. Here we go. Okay. So we've got this one. So these look like player mats. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 player mats. And then we have one bigger mat there, which will be for the general gameplay, I suppose. There's a lot of things that I don't know what they are, but essentially it's going to be places to put your card decks, the various decks needed in the game. Another really well-made playmat, can't complain. You can see that, I don't know if you can see in the camera the sharpness just by looking at like the edge of the bullets. The print is clear, and that's very important. And then these ones, you'll have the space here for the cardboard player mats, and then the little bits that come off the side. Lovely, good stuff. Next, stretch goals. Let's get into these. Okay. Stretch goals, rules, and mission guide. So again, this will be any additional rules from stuff in the stretch goals and missions, the additional missions you get. More stickers. That's quite a thick pack of stickers. So I think there was feedback about the stickers being a potential drawback for people. So they were very keen to make sure it didn't limit the game. Always good to be hearing, to have them listening to feedback. Punch out boards, map tiles, and various other bits. Amazing. Oh, this doesn't want to come off. There we go. Cool. So we've got more of these boxes. There are 2 layers. 2 layers. So we've got C1, risky business, C2 and C3, and then D1, D2, D3. Not going to open these. We're not going to look at these until we're ready to play these missions, as is the design of the game. More little dial things and more characters. So we'll get to their models in a second. Deck of cards. We've got more weapons and toxic cloud. So that might be a event encounter kind of thing. And then these small cards. These are artifacts and a sparkler electric. I think this is one of the anomalies. A sparkler. I don't know what they do, but it's going to be interesting to find out. So these other characters, I'm presuming we've got 4 extra characters here and whatever that thing is in the middle, which I'll save to last. So this one, with his hood, some fun looking game. Interesting. We'll come to that in a minute. So these are, yes, they're 4 stalkers. This one looks like he's got a sniper, some kind of scope. And apologies if you can hear any background noise. It's very warm in the UK at the moment. So we've got the doors open. So there may be some bleed through from people talking outside. Another stalker by here. The hand out, saying stop. There's danger. And then this guy with also his hand up, but in more of a military stop, there's danger kind of stance. And then we've got this thing, which, according to the stretch goals book, is a magnet die. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's magnetic or how it can be a die. Yeah. I'm trying it like on the metal of Mr. Slice, but it doesn't feel magnetic, but I don't know. Maybe there's something. And I can't quite see the symbols on it that match up to the anomalies. So something to do with that. Yep, that is the stretch goals box. Let's get that back in. Oops, this is incorrect. I'm not putting boxes back properly. There we go. Cool. Next is Zone Threats Model Pack. And this has on the back of the box what each model is called, so I'm going to keep that handy. Some fun looking guys. Whoa! Guide for packing. Right, I'm gonna need the back of this box. I didn't plan this very well, did I? Okay. Let's pull the lot out. So I'm gonna need this bit. I threw silica gel across the room. Cool, so these will be to replace some of the cardboard standees. And see if I can match these up to what they look like. So we've got a couple that are the same. These are bandits. There's 3 different sculpts for bandits, this being one of them. And then we've got this bigger one who looks like he's got a rocket launcher on his back. And the third one has what looks like a sawn-off shotgun or some sort of thing. Very cool. Oh, I've definitely got some of that wrong. The one with the rocket launcher on his back and the first one were military enemies, not bandits. This guy's a bandit, I think. Oh, there's a lot of things that look fairly similar. This guy is also a bandit. It's nice that you've got a couple of different sculpts for similar types of enemies. You can sort of change it up a little bit. I think we've already seen that guy. There's some that do look pretty similar. And this is a bandit as well. Oh, there we go. Oop. Okay, and next we've got got 2 of these. These are controllers. They got big hands for some reason. Big bony hands. And then we've got exoskeleton enemies. That's what it says on the tin. Here are our good old friends, the Cthulhu men, or bloodsuckers. I know they're not really tentacles, but it's got the look. So there's 2 of these guys. There's mutations from the nuclear fallout. And we've got some snorks. Not as cute as they sound. There's 2 different sculpts of these guys. That's the first one, sneaking along the ground. And the second one is quite a contrast. He's leaping through the air. I really like how they've done this, like suspended between the 2 columns. And next we've got these 2 different sculpts of zombies. You got this guy who looks like he's he's not very happy being still in armor, trying to get out. And then this one, extra scary because it's a zombie with a rifle. That is the top layer of the box. We'll go now to the second layer. Ooh. Okay. So we're going to start with rodents. Spindly looking mutated creatures climbing over pipes. And then next we have ticks. So this one might be a little hard to make out. I actually think that one might be broken because, let me show, this one has, you can clearly see the tick on it. The other one, there's definitely a missing piece potentially, so we might need to get in touch with Awaken Realms about that one. I'll leave that out. but you can definitely, it's definitely broken or missing. And the other sculpt for ticks is this one. So this is not on a person. It is definitely a bigger. I think it's crawling over something. Very hard to tell. It might be flesh, might be tree. Not sure. That will probably come down to the paint job. Cool. And next we've got dogs. Not as cute as the other dog we saw. A bit more emaciated. Only one sculpt for dogs, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. There's a limit to how much they can do, I imagine. Okay, now we're getting into the big guys. Now we start with a chimera. He's an interesting looking guy with a not so friendly looking face. And then, ooh, this is, we've got two of these. It might spin around funny, but this is fine. This is a crawl, and it looks like a whole mess of other zombies and related creatures all together in one amorphous mass, which is pretty cool. And the way it's sculpted to lean so far off its base and hold its balance, pretty good. Next, ooh, which way do we want to go? Let's go with the horn head. Right, I'm gonna have to adjust the camera a bit. Bear with me. I'm gonna just do that for a second. It's a eight-legged stag kind of creature with spines everywhere. Excuse any wobbling by there. It's just about in the camera, but not quite. I think he's the tallest one though, so we should be good. And then we will go with the pseudo giant. Yeah, he's fitting much better. He kind of looks like he's made up of two creatures because he has 4 arms, but then he doesn't have any legs. So who knows what happened. Friendly looking guy. Next we've got, ooh, dropping things, Islam. And he's holding a big old stick. Long neck. Big hands. And last but not least, I saved this one for last because it's got clear plastic. It's a poltergeist. You can see there's a barrel suspended in the blue clear plastic and something else suspended. I'm not quite sure what that is. Might be a canister of some kind. This canister. He's also got a big old gun, so that's fun. So that is all of the models in the Zone Threats model pack. Cool, very cool. So let's get these back away because there's more. That's the bottom of the box. Make sure I put it the right way up. The next one is the terrain model pack. So it's a few sort of less bits to show in this one. Oh, sorry about that. Scared the cat. Okay. Okay. We've got cardboard standy trees, fences, look like they slot together. And to help out, there's a manual for the terrain pack. So this will help you put things together because it's sort of modular and you can build walls out of little bits of walls, which is pretty cool. I shall enjoy that, definitely. So there might not be... We've got 2 layers. The bottom layer is empty storage, presumably for when you've like put walls together. You can, yeah, the cardboard ones, you can keep them. You don't have to break them down completely every time, which sounds great. So we got some plastic terrain, some barricades. I will put them on here. Hopefully they'll stay in focus because they're quite chunky. They got a lot of different styles, different things. Here we've got a barricade, potentially your wall or fence that's a bookcase. Try and put this in the way it came out. A stack of barrels. There's a couple of stacks of barrels. I think some of them might be different. You know, this is... I don't know how they've done this. This is like a barricade that's made of sandbags and mesh. The texturing on it, though, I don't know how if you can make it out, the texturing of what looks like the mesh. It almost feels like material. It's very interesting. A bit more fences. Yeah, the detail on this is insane. It's like tires chained into the walls. Very cool. I mean, quite often a terrain pack it can be disappointing. So you just get a few barrels and some straight walls, but you can see that the care and detail that's gone into these. It is something special. This one, a bit more of a different shape. These are very, very cool. I've never been so excited about walls. It's another different look. Yes, I get much more excited about walls ice cream than barricade walls, but it's a little stack of filing cabinets. And other things, I think. And we've got a sort of smaller barricade wall there. There's 2 of those. And then a final little stack of barrels that's different from the other stack of barrels. There's 2 of these ones as well. Let's check if there's... Yes, so I looked underneath and that was empty space. That's the terrain pack. You know what? For a terrain pack, I'm really impressed. And I'm actually quite looking forward to building some walls out of cardboard. You know, these are the things that bring me joy in life. Cool. And that terrain pack manual just slots so nicely into the packaging. It's the little things, the small pleasures. Okay, we're on to some small boxes. So we've got zone companions. So we've got our dog that we believe is a companion, potentially. Okay, this box is going to be a little trickier to get in safely. Just a little bit. Gotta be responsible with knives. Okay, let's have a... Oh, when the cardboard bends the wrong way. We've got some little tokens. And we've got cards. I know that one of the companions is called Edgar, and one of them is called Pork Chop, which is delightful. And we've got our little models. So we've got 3 companions. Let's start with whatever on earth that thing is. The box doesn't help. Oh wait. It is Pork Chop the Flesh. So that helps. Meet Pork Chop. He is flesh. Next, I don't know which order to do these in because I want to go from like least favorite to most, but it's a bit tight. Let's go now with Edgar the Crow. I will not be able to choose between some of these companions. And last, but by no means least, we have Cheddar the Rat. And he is absolutely adorable. He's very, very cute. He looks so curious. But, they sort of match what's on the tokens, which is interesting. The Edgar the Crow has red on one side and yellow on the other, so interesting to find out what that means. That's the companions. Cute. Very cute. That goes in our top. I think Alan's still going to want to have the dog, though. Probably. Put this in the wrong way round. I don't think it's a square. Let me try again. That's better. It's this type of box. Okay. Ooh. Personal stories part 1 and 2. So let's start with part 1, shall we? Ooh. Nervous box opening. Okay. Ooh. Risky having a book at the top of this type of box. I think I have bent that page slightly, which is a shame. I'll make sure I'm more careful with the next one. Rules and memories. So this is there's memories for what I think is each of the different stalkers. So presumably this part 1 is most likely for the main box ones, and part 2 might be for the other ones. What have we got in here? There are tear-off pages with the different names on them. I think they're two sets. It looks like they're sort of tick boxes or tear-off kind of ones. So you could potentially play it through twice. And then we've got some tokens to pop out. The different names of the stalkers on these. Silica gel, some baggies for the tokens, and some cards. We've got adaptive sight, which I think is a personal attachment, so it's specifically for one of the stalkers, and a whistle, which is Ayana's personal item. So this is about developing the backstory and sort of thing for each of the stalkers, I believe. Ammo depot, and on the back there's a suppress card. Don't know what these do. That's really interesting because if you imagine in the video game, you're sort of fleshing out characters as you go. So having that sort of as an added extra in a board game is pretty interesting. Let's see if I can safely get that lot back in. I don't like the side opening box for this kind of content, but we're okay. Let's put that safer. I can't damage it any further. And then part 2. Which I imagine is it's going to be the same sort of content as the other one, but for different stalkers is my guess. So let's be careful of the book. I'm going to grab from the bottom. There we go, that's better. Rules and memories. Similar to the other one, but different names. Epilogues. I'm not even going to go near the epilogues. There's less in here. So we've got Yasna. Got the different cards there. There's 4 in here. I think there were 6 in the other one. Cards. Palkan. And Cognac. Another baggie. Personal item for Moloch. And a personal item from for Yasna, and then more of those cards there. So it's just like being able to add different dimensions, different types of gameplay into a game. Just sort of, it gives more replayability, more intrigue, and yeah, can't go wrong. I don't know when we're going to get time to play all these different variants, but cool. The Anomalies model pack. So these are going to look very interesting. So the anomalies are sort of mystery things throughout the zone that you investigate, and you might get good stuff or bad stuff might happen. That did not want to come off. Anomalies. Again, we've got our packing guide. Silica gel's just stuffed in there. Okay. So we've got a couple of duplicate sculpts. These are all clear plastic. So you've got our green boys. Don't know if there's anything on the back. There is. Let's see what these call themselves. Chemical. This is a chemical anomaly. There's 3 of these. There's 3 of most of them. I don't know, it's like making that turn around. It looks the same from every angle. This is a spatial anomaly. And there's 2 of those. And we've got an electric anomaly. 3 of those ones. That's one of the, ooh, there's a few of these. The gravitational anomaly, and this is pretty cool because you can just about make out where it's just turned. There's a street sign sort of behind the anomaly, and you can see it stretching the street sign out into a long string. That's a really interesting look. One of the other gravitational anomalies, yeah. A bit more of a sort of whirlwind effect. And then the 3rd gravitational anomaly, the spiky boy. They've got all the same sort of colours, so it's easy to tell what's what. Then we've got good old fire anomaly. Everyone loves a bit of fire. The effect with the clear plastic on all of these to give them a different look. I really like. And this one, there's only one of these. It's a special anomaly. So I'm guessing this one's maybe quite rare or does something extra. And that's the anomalies pack. So I think in the main game, these I think are cardboard standees. So this is replacing those. Something with a bit more intrigue, a bit more quality to it. Stuff that silica gel back in that pocket. Oh. Okay, and now we've got, I believe this is an expansion, Duty and Freedom. So, so this one is more warring factions, I believe, just from a very quick glance at the back. So we've got our rules and mission guide, which will explain the rules and the missions. Got some more things for our binder. How to navigate the zone, Duty Camp and Freedom Camp. So they're your two factions there. Some punch out tiles. Yeah. So you got your green versus red. That's what we're doing. Stickers. Again, a nice thick pack of those. And whatever these are. So more of these. Got greens and reds. Got some blood. And other things. Oh, they're punching out when I don't want them to. Ah, put them back. Oops, that's not wanting to come off. Okay, so we've got, there we go, it's not double-sided this time. So you've got 3 mission boxes here. Rock in a Hard Place, Kept in the Dark, Final Countdown. Got a little deck of cards, grenade blast, grenade pouch, and some armor. And then we've got weapons and events, things that happen, supply shortages. And then we've got our green and red models. And all of them are different, which is a nice touch. So I'll show the green ones first. This guy. They're all different. They've all got guns. So what is it? The green ones are, I'm sure I saw somewhere. One's Duty and one's Freedom. And grab the second green guy. So green is Freedom and red is Duty. There's 4 of each. Hopefully these are coming out okay, considering the different colors. Freedom number 3. Freedom. Yes, Freedom. And number 4, who's my favorite. Got his big old trench coat. Again, you can really see motion in the sculpt on these. And then we get into the red team, Duty. That's your big chunky guy of the group. And then the second one. So again, these have those notches you might notice to denote which way you're facing. This direction matters in this game. Number 3. And last but not least, number 4. That is the Duty and Freedom pack. Yet another game mode to play, but quite interesting to have different different ways of playing the same game. Okay. And there is just one thing left. And that is the art book. I'm not going to show too much of this because it's art. So, you know, you get it. You don't want to give away art for free when it's someone else's. But let's have a little look at what the book's like. Oh, if I can get the plastic off it. There we go. Sticky. Ooh, static. There we go. So even the cover is gorgeous. You've got the scaffold, electricity pylons, the stalker, and I don't know if this is a dog companion or monster, but some shadow in the dark. And yeah, a full glossy art prints. No words in this art book. If you know, you know. That is really nice. Yeah, good quality. Excellent. A nice little addition. Little coffee table book there for people to look at and be like, what on earth are you playing? So there we go. That's Stalker, the board game. Thanks so much for joining us for this unboxing. Hope you've enjoyed. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already to be notified when we drop more content. You can talk to us in the comments or you can follow us on socials. Our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to Facebook, Instagram and X. Talk to us on there or in the comments. Let us know if you picked this game up as well. What do you think of the stuff in there? Did you get any damaged or missing parts? So hopefully I think Awaken Realms are really good at replacing things and fixing, as you can see by even just having a letter that tells you where to go if something's wrong. So I'm not really worried about it at all. Hopefully we'll get some gameplay content up at some point. Life is complicated, so it might be a bit down the road. But if you are really interested in seeing some gameplay, do let us know in the comments or on social media. If people are really interested in seeing it, we can really speed things up and get some content up for you. But in the meantime, keep an eye on the channel. We'll have other stuff going up. So don't be shy. Join the conversation. Join us for other videos. And until next time, watch your Geiger counters. Bye.